Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you must face an undeniable truth. Some people will never change. No matter how much patience you show, how many chances you give, or how deeply you care, they remain the same. And that's not your burden to carry. You may have tried to reason with them, waited for them to grow, and even sacrificed your own well-being in the hope that they would finally understand. But some people are set in their ways. They are who they choose to be, and the hardest lesson of all, you cannot change them. What you can change is your response. You can choose to stop waiting for an apology that may never come. You can choose to stop hoping for a transformation that isn't yours to control. You can choose, instead, to walk away. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of self-respect. It means valuing your peace, your time, and your emotional well-being over a one-sided effort that leads nowhere. It means acknowledging that not every person deserves a place in your life, especially those who continuously hurt, manipulate, or take you for granted. The moment you let go, something remarkable happens. You free yourself from the weight of expectations that were never going to be met. You open the door to new relationships, new experiences, and a life filled with people who uplift you rather than drain you. So, if you find yourself stuck in the endless cycle of waiting for someone to change, hear this: they won't, not unless they want to. And that's not your responsibility. Walk away, not in anger, not in bitterness, but in strength. Walk away knowing that by choosing yourself, you are choosing a life of peace, joy, and endless possibilities. People rarely change unless they truly want to. We often believe that with enough love, patience, and encouragement, people will eventually change for the better. We hold on to the hope that if we say the right words, give them enough time, or prove our loyalty, they will transform into the person we know they could be. But the truth is, change is not something that can be forced upon anyone. It must come from within. People grow and evolve only when they are ready and willing to do so. No amount of external pressure, no matter how well-intentioned, can replace genuine self-awareness and the desire to improve. If someone refuses to acknowledge their faults, no amount of pleading or reasoning will make a difference. They will continue to act the same way, repeat the same mistakes, and offer the same excuses. You may find yourself stuck in a cycle of giving endless chances, hoping that this time will be different. But if a person does not take accountability for their actions, they will have no reason to change. They will continue to do what they have always done, expecting that you will always be there to tolerate it. The hardest part is accepting that you cannot control someone else's growth. You can guide, support, and inspire, but you cannot force another person to see what they refuse to see. Holding on to the idea that they will change someday only leads to disappointment and exhaustion. Real change requires effort, self-reflection, and the willingness to break old habits. It is a personal journey that no one can take on behalf of another. Instead of waiting for someone to become who you want them to be, focus on your own path. Recognize when your presence is making no difference, and have the courage to walk away. By letting go of the expectation that people will change for you, you free yourself from unnecessary pain. You allow yourself to invest in relationships that are built on mutual respect and genuine growth, rather than one-sided hope. When someone is ready to change, they will, on their own terms. Until then, it is not your responsibility to wait. Protect your peace. In life, there will always be people who bring chaos, negativity, and unnecessary conflict into your world. They may be friends, family members, colleagues, or even those you once deeply trusted. No matter how much you try to keep the peace, their words and actions constantly disturb your sense of balance. The question is, how long will you allow it? Your peace of mind is one of the most valuable things you own, yet too often it is sacrificed for the sake of maintaining relationships that drain you. You might stay in situations where you feel unappreciated, unheard, or even disrespected, simply because walking away feels too difficult. But protecting your peace is not selfish, it is essential. When you allow toxic people to take up space in your life, you carry the weight of their negativity with you. You find yourself constantly anxious, emotionally drained, and questioning your worth. But the moment you decide to prioritize your well-being over unnecessary drama, everything changes. You begin to realize that not every argument needs your response, not every battle is yours to fight, and not every person deserves access to your energy. Setting boundaries is one of the greatest acts of self-care. It means saying no without guilt, distancing yourself from those who disrupt your happiness, and refusing to be pulled into conflicts that serve no purpose. It means understanding that you do not owe anyone endless patience at the cost of your own sanity. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control how much power you give them over your emotions. Choose peace over conflict, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over forced connections. Sometimes the best response is silence. Sometimes the best decision is walking away. And sometimes the greatest act of strength is simply choosing yourself. You are not responsible for fixing others. It is natural to want to help the people you care about. You see their struggles, their flaws, and their self-destructive patterns, and you believe that with enough love, patience, and guidance, you can fix them. You hold on to the idea that if you just try a little harder, say the right words, or sacrifice a little more, they will change. But here's the truth. You are not responsible for fixing anyone. People can only change when they make the choice to do so. No matter how much effort you put in, you cannot force someone to see their own mistakes, take accountability, or grow into the person you believe they could be. The desire to change must come from within them, not from your efforts. When you take on the burden of trying to fix someone, you drain yourself emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. You spend your days carrying their problems, making excuses for their behavior, and trying to heal wounds that are not yours to heal. In doing so, you neglect your own well-being. You put yourself second to someone who may not even appreciate or acknowledge your sacrifices. Letting go of this responsibility does not mean you do not care. It means you understand your limits. It means recognizing that everyone is on their own journey and that some people will never take the steps necessary to better themselves, no matter how much you want them to. The best thing you can do is lead by example. Focus on your own growth, set healthy boundaries, and allow people to take responsibility for their own lives. You are not their savior, nor should you be. Realizing this frees you from unnecessary pain and allows you to surround yourself with people who value, respect, and uplift you. It is not your job to fix them. It is your job to protect your peace. Time is precious. Life is too short to spend it waiting for someone to change. Yet so many people waste years hoping that one day things will be different, that someone will finally appreciate them, treat them better, or stop repeating the same hurtful patterns. But time does not wait, and neither should you. Every moment you spend on a person who refuses to grow is a moment you could have spent on yourself, on your happiness, your dreams, and the people who truly value you. The longer you hold on to false hope, the more you delay your own peace, and one day you may look back and wonder why you stayed in a situation that drained you for so long. It is important to ask yourself, if nothing changes, will I be happy staying where I am? If the answer is no, then you already know what needs to be done. Walking away may feel difficult at first, but staying in the wrong place costs far more than leaving ever will. Your time is the most valuable thing you own. Once it is gone, you can never get it back. So spend it wisely. Choose to invest it in relationships that bring joy, growth, and genuine connection. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who keep you stuck in cycles of disappointment. You deserve a life filled with peace, purpose, and fulfillment. And that begins with knowing when to stop giving your time to those who do not deserve it. Because in the end, the most powerful decision you can make is to walk away from what no longer serves you and step into the life you were meant to live. Letting go is freedom. There is a certain weight that comes with holding on to people who refuse to change. It is an invisible burden, one that grows heavier with time, filling your mind with frustration, your heart with exhaustion, and your soul with a quiet but persistent sadness. You hope, you wait, and you give chance after chance, believing that one day things will be different. But deep down, a part of you already knows the truth. Some people will never change, and the longer you hold on, the more you deny yourself the peace and freedom you deserve. Letting go is one of the hardest decisions a person can make. It requires courage to walk away from someone you once cared for, to release the expectations you held onto for so long. But real strength is not in holding on. It is in knowing when something no longer serves you. It is in understanding that some relationships, no matter how much history they carry, have reached their end. And that is okay. One of the biggest obstacles to letting go is fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of losing someone, fear of making the wrong decision. What if they change after you leave? What if you regret walking away? But the truth is, real change is a personal choice. If someone was truly ready to grow, they would have already started, not just promised to. And as for regret, the only regret you will have is staying too long in a place where you were undervalued. Freedom begins the moment you stop waiting for someone to become who you wanted them to be. It begins when you accept reality for what it is, rather than what you wish it could be. When you let go, you are not just removing a person from your life, you are reclaiming your own. You are choosing peace over frustration, self-respect over endless patience, and a future filled with possibility instead of a past filled with disappointment. At first, walking away may feel like a loss. You may feel sadness, loneliness, or even guilt. But over time, you will begin to notice something beautiful. The weight you carried for so long is gone. Your mind feels clearer, your heart lighter, and your days filled with a sense of peace that you haven't felt in years. You will find joy in the little things again, rediscover passions you once ignored, and surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you, not just people you tried to fix. Letting go is not about winning or losing. It is about choosing yourself. It is about recognizing that you deserve happiness, that your time is valuable, and that you do not need to stay in spaces that drain you. It is about trusting that by walking away from the wrong people, you are making room for the right ones. So if you find yourself holding on to a relationship, a friendship, or even a situation that no longer brings you peace, ask yourself, is this helping me grow, or is it holding me back? If the answer is the latter, then it is time to let go. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with grace. Let go knowing that your worth is not defined by someone else's inability to change. Let go with the confidence that better things are waiting for you. Because true freedom is not found in holding on to what hurts you. It is found in having the courage to walk away and embrace the life you were always meant to live.